billionaires across the globe are buying or building bunkers, and they do that on very specific locations. Guys, there is so much going on right now, and we can not cover all of that in today's video. I will just scratch very tiny surface of the things that I'm going to share in today's video. But what I want to do with sharing this is I want to share my perspective, but especially for every single one of you to start to think what you can do with your life and with your mindset and put it in perspective to live the coming years from a completely different state than where you most likely have been living from in the past couple of years. This video is not to spread any fear, uncertainty or doubt. This video is to spread courage for every single one of you, because we maybe don't have too long. So guys, let me just jump straight into it. So for the ones that missed it in the previous video, we are going to Google the years. I'm just going to show you what we are going to see. This is not saying anything yet. This is just to bring our mind on a certain path to think different. 2025, party, nice. We have some colorful letters. Okay, let's go to 2026. Still FIFA. Still pretty colorful. Let's go to 2027. Okay, we are starting to see somewhat of disturbing images, like a world on fire and a comet. Then we go to 2028. This is already getting a bit more comets right here. We are seeing the devil and Jesus fighting with the hands. Okay, let's go to 2029. This is where we can really see, like, wow, it really looks like it's going to accelerate. This is more doomsday. And then we go to 2030. Everything is pretty peaceful. We probably have most people have been getting AI chips, Mark of the Beast, you name it. Guys, I don't know if this timeline is really like that, but we have to take this serious in some way, because what we are seeing across the globe is just crazy. And I found this map. This is a doomsday map. So when the world, of course, the world has different elevations. The ground on the planet has different elevations. So whenever the sea levels would rise, or whenever a comet would be thrown or would hit the water, basically, and it would create a lot of tsunamis, then high elevated land is of course more safer than low elevated land. So this map is showing us basically that if that, like, water would rise significantly due to a comet or due to another apocalyptic event, which areas would be safe. And then you can see right here that a big part of Europe is going to be underwater, a big part of the United States as well, which I think very interesting. And that all has to do, of course, with the elevation of the land, because the higher the land, the less chance that it will become underwater, because there is a baseline for the water. And what I right now can see a little bit of a pattern in there, is that the billionaires that are creating or that are building these bunkers are building those bunkers on high elevated areas. Here we can see another picture of this. Here we can also see the high elevated areas. Like the Netherlands is not high elevated at all. And this makes me, and this is a very crazy, maybe crazy thoughts that I'm having right now. I'm just going to spit them right here anyhow. I'm not claiming that it has anything to do with the truth. I'm just speaking my truth. But what I'm seeing in the globe is just like, in politics, you're seeing people acting in a way that you, and most likely you guys have that too. They act in a way that you think like, how can you do that? How can you possibly do that with a content heart? Like, how can you make these decisions? So also in the Netherlands and the western part of Europe, there's a lot of chaos right now. There's a lot of refugees, immigration, and so on. But what if this is part of the plan? To have many people right here, because it is low elevated. So whenever it comes to tsunamis, it will. This is really doomsday thinking. And again, this is not to spread any fear, uncertainty and doubt, but this just keeps me thinking, because Why do they do that? And why do they take everyone out of the Middle East right here? In the Middle East, we are seeing a lot of high elevated areas. Do they want to use that high elevated areas? Do they want to rebuild things there? I don't know. I'm just seeing some patterns right here. Then guys, we take a little bit of dive into a couple of years ago. There were some crazy wildfires on an island in the United States. It is Hawaii, of course. This is a video where they basically talk about blue umbrellas. Well, you guys probably know about this. It was pretty weird. This guy was pretty confused that everything was starting to burn down, but there was like these blue umbrellas that haven't been burning down. And some talking about blue houses. This you can make a little bit more of a argument for, because a blue house is still a house. Maybe it's for metal, it's less likely to burn, but a fabric like an umbrella, it's pretty weird. But what I find weird is this. So residents are still reeling from wildfire devastation. Now investors and realtors are trying to cash in. So the moment these houses were starting to burn down, investors and other people already stepped in. Instead of trying to help, they're trying to buy the land for cheap. And there is, of course, that is just crazy. That is just, where is your moral compass? These people need help. They need, you shouldn't buy their land for cheap after such a disaster. So when we have a look at some bunkers, Peter Thiel is several hundred meters above sea level. We got a couple of more here, but then I found this one very interesting, and that is the Zuckerberg's Kauai bunker high elevation. And this one is pretty high above sea level. That's also the interesting part about Hawaii, because strategically Hawaii is a very good place. So guys, the crazy thing is that if you look at Hawaii, is Hawaii technically the tallest mountain in the world? Mauna Kea volcano is the world's tallest mountain by rising almost 14,000 feet above the Pacific and extending down 20,000 feet to the ocean floor. Mauna Kea is higher than Mount Everest by a mile. That is quite crazy, guys. That's higher than Mount Everest. So I can now also understand why Hawaii is such an interesting place strategically to be if there are natural disasters, or whenever we are seeing sea levels going to rise significantly. And basically what I'm seeing right now is that so much is happening at this specific time, and things are accelerating like crazy. But also the thing that's also accelerating is the crime, and it's moral crime. So we started with the pandemic down in 2019, 2020. There you already see wow, like you are so surprised, like how can people make decisions like that and bother so many other people? Like, how can you be so immoral? But this is the crazy part, because then the war in Ukraine starts. And when you think about this, like if I, for example, steal a potato from my neighbor and everything is fine, I don't know the future, it's just a normal regular day, and I steal a potato from my neighbor, it's really bad. It feels really bad, right? You did something wrong. You should not do that. You should not steal a potato from your neighbor. But if you would know, for example, that the winter that comes in 6 months will be such an extreme winter, you're not bothered. You're less bothered by it. You're like, I'll take that potato because I know what's coming. And I feel that that's happening right now as well. Many people know, and it looks like, because a lot of people suddenly are like building bunkers, buying farmland on elevated areas. It looks like some people know that something is boiling in the background, that something is going to happen. And this is also the point of the video. Like, we are seeing immoral actions, people doing actions without feeling any consequences. We are seeing people buying land right after wildfires. We don't know how these wildfires got there, but directly there is buying land. We are seeing, and this is definitely not an attack on anyone personally, but we are seeing meme tokens being launched by very influential people. And for me personally, guys, if the situation would be completely normal, we wouldn't see this crazy stuff. Like, this is really on the edge, and probably, I'm not a lawyer, but I would say this is definitely coming into crime zone. And it's been doing like publicly, and not a shit is given. No fucks are given. So that for me is like, wow. So this is accelerating. And then when we Google 2025, 26, 27, 28, 29, and we see all these pictures, I'm just seeing a connection right here. There is a possibility. And like I said, it's not to spread any fear, but I think we are, all of us really have to sit down a little bit and start to think what we are going to do, and what we want to do, and what we want to leave behind in this world. So if you would just imagine for yourself, and this is why I go to my next point, put things in perspective. If you would think that you would only have to live until 2030, right? What would you like to spiritually achieve before that date? And I'm not saying this like panic, you're not going to be there in 2030. No, I'm not even saying that this agenda will be like this agenda will be played out. No, not at all. But it is pretty weird what is going on, and there's definitely something boiling up, and the times that we are seeing right now will not get any easier. It will accelerate till we reach a point of climax, and then when that climax point is reached, we will come down again. This is how the law of the universe works. This is the pendulum swinging. That's why it's always most dark before dawn. This is universal laws, and I'm not really sure whether we already have the most darkest period and it's already down. I really doubt that, especially when I see a lot of people preparing for even worse events, and when I see people acting like they don't care about any consequences, I feel like, wow, then they must expect something bigger, because if everything would be normal, then these actions would have very high consequences. So yeah, we have to think for ourselves, what do we want? Like, for example, if you have dreams, if you have a calling inside of you, if there's a feeling inside of you, a calling that you really need to do, you really need to get out and do that, there is a calling, then I would highly recommend, and this is just for me a personal message to all the watchers right here, follow that calling. Take the courage and follow that calling no matter what, because that calling might be the reason why you came here in the first place, right? And if we continue to sit and scroll on our phone, and I'm also talking to myself, if we just continue to live unconsciously, not living in the moment, continue to scroll on our phone, making fights with our neighbors, creating more karma, creating a lot of negative emotional states, cultivating negative emotional states in the last years, while we actually right now all already feel the urgency to change. We have to change. We have to change the way we do things. We have to stand in our power, we have to stand in our courage, and we have to walk the path that we came here to do. That's what I really believe, and that will be for everyone different, but it will start with putting things in perspective. What do you need to do if you would know that in 2030 you couldn't do anything anymore? Are there any things you need to finish right here on this planet spiritually? Do you need to find more connection? Do you need to restore some relationships in your life? Do you like this? You will also treat your relatives and maybe friends differently when you put these things in perspective. And again, this is not to spread any fear. This is definitely not to spread any fear, but this is to spread courage. Because what I would love is every single one of this community for their authentic self to come into the body, to spread their roots, and to have the courage to do what you came here to do, and to take 100% full responsibility of all your own actions. So that also includes with what happened yesterday, this biggest exchange hack that happened. Of course, give me a wake-up call as well, because I had many assets on that exchange. And of course, that assets could be used for many good things on the planet, right? But they were all on the exchange. Or what if it would poof be gone? Like how sad would that be? Of course, in the end, I believe everything will have a reason as well. So that would have also a reason, and eventually it will be benefiting me. Otherwise, it is not happening. That's what I believe. But still, I also see it as a big shake up to me, like a wake up call. Like, yo, be responsible. Wake up. See what's happening. Be responsible. Crazy things can happen. Don't think because 1 month things are a little bit chill that just suddenly something crazy cannot happen. This is what we also learn with trading. That's why we always, when everything is bleeding, for example, also with XRP and with other trades, repositioning because we just believe and we just position for a potential future that we cannot see right now yet. But we have to already be able to imagine it, because if we cannot imagine it, we will never be able to position for it and stand in faith in that position and ride that wave. That's why I'm riding that wave right now. And I'm pretty happy that for me, my stress levels when Bybit got hacked was actually pretty low. I would be stressed back in the, like one or 2 years ago. If this would happen to me, I would be stressed out extremely. So I feel already there's a progress within me that I'm more easily can let go. I just say like, okay, if that needs to happen, it needs to happen. Let's keep the focus, and let's continue to focus on what's truly important. That's also why I really want to make this video. This video is not to spread any conspiracy theories. No, this video is not to spread any doubts, worries, or whatnot. This video is really for every single one of you to stand in your courage, to live your authentic life, whatever that may be. And you are the only one who can answer that question. But you also are the only one who can listen to your higher self, can listen to your authentic self, and know what this authentic self is telling you. Let that authentic self come in and take over. Have that courage. Guys. Like, yeah. So guys, that is the message of today. It is time. It is really time for every single one of us to go walk a path with a straight back, with courage, and go. And don't worry about, but I don't maybe have enough money, or what about this, and I'm scared of this. That will all solve along the path. If you drive from here to any destination, you don't need to know the exact way. You just need to look 10 meters in front of you. But I just have this moment again where I feel this urgency. Maybe also with that exchange hack from yesterday. Like, guys, how long is this going to continue? How long is this going to continue? It's going to accelerate. It's going to accelerate more and more and more. Maybe you want to change location. Maybe you want to change profession. Maybe you want to change the way you do your profession. Put your heart in it. Put your authenticity in it. Start listening to your intuition. Meditate more. Pray more. Anything. The urgency is now. The urgency is really now. And if you don't feel that urgency, then I hope I created a little bit of urgency with this video. And again, for the 100th time, don't worry, don't panic. That will help basically with nothing. That are just negative emotions that shouldn't be cultivated that much, because we are here anyway. We probably chose to be here, otherwise we wouldn't be here. We are here for a reason. I'm just telling you, find out for yourself what that reason is. What is your reason that you are here, and start living that reason. Because we may not have that long anymore. And we may do have very long, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but still, even though these catastrophic events will not happen and all these billionaires are wrong, which is not that often in the past, but let's say it's all wrong, then still you will benefit by right now standing in your true authentic power. Look at your traumas right in the eye, look at your fears right in the eye, and, go walk your path. You will benefit. Even though the scenario that we discussed in today's video, which I don't claim is going to happen, I'm just seeing some connections, and I think we all have to take that in somewhat serious. And I believe everyone right here on the channel does feel that there something big is happening. There's a big shift happening, a big shift in consciousness, a big change in the world. We don't know, at least I don't know how that is going to be manifested. I just feel right now the urgency to team up with every single one of you and to really stand in our power and make the decisions not based on our rational mind, like this is maybe a little bit more smart, make the decision straight from the heart. This needs to happen because this is what I want, this is why I came here. I don't know how this is going to be manifested, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but this is what I'm going to do. That type of faith. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. Again, a video not that much about crypto, but this is all intertangled or intertwined with crypto as well. This is all part of that agenda as well. We are in the midst of it, and we probably at some way have to take some side roads. I don't know. Right now we're still in that crypto boat, and probably we're still going to be in that crypto boat for the next year, 2 years. But I don't know in 2030 if that's really going to be part of the solution as well for our spiritual side. I don't know that. So like I said, I don't need to know directly how we come to the destination. I believe heaven is coming to earth, and we need to build heaven on. We need to help facilitate with that. That's my intention. And how that is going to unfold and manifest, I'm going to leave that open, because I have to accept that I won't have all the answers. And maybe a lot of the things that I'm sharing are also maybe not your truth. That's my truth, but maybe it can trigger some processes in you where you can start thinking. And the most important thing of this video, the message is put things in perspective. You will start to think differently when you think that tomorrow might be a different world than today. And tomorrow you might not have the opportunities that you have today. And, when you die, life goes on. Nothing changes when you die. So right now, when we are still in the physical body, we have a chance to do something. So let's do something. Okay, guys. Wish you all a beautiful, very beautiful, how do you call it? I wish you all a beautiful rest of the weekend. That's what I was looking for. I was a bit lost in my words. Wish you a beautiful rest of the weekend. And see you all in the next video. Bye bye.